It is a heavy, long-range, two-seat attack fighter bomber aircraft manufactured by the Russian company Sukhoi. The Su-34 was designed based on the famous Su-27 flanker and intended as the scheduled replacement for other attack aircraft, such as the Su-24. With more than 30 years in service, it can also be used in missions as an electronic warfare aircraft, a land-based naval attack bomber, and it can be configured as a guide or command aircraft for an attack group. It first flew in 1990, but entered service with the Russian Air Force more than 20 years later. Because it had many problems during its development, something we will see in a new video from Mundo de Aviación's Aeropedia. In the mid-80s, Sukhoi began developing a multi-role tactical combat aircraft. To replace the Su-24, the Sukhoi Design Bureau selected the Su-27. It excelled in maneuverability and range and could carry a large payload, making it the basis for the new fighter bomber. It would also be based on the Sukhoi 33-5 prototype, the navalized and two-seater version for training. This one had a cockpit design where the pilot and co-pilot sat side by side. The first major change was the incorporation of a larger oval-shaped radar in a flattened radome, similar to a duck's beak. This radar has a greater number of modular antennas to detect multiple targets and can engage 4 of them at the same time, such as terrain following for deep penetration missions and naval attack with low-level flights over the sea. Similar canards to those of the naval fighter Su-33 were installed, resulting in a tandem triplane design. This not only allows for high maneuverability, but also increases the wing surface area. It provides better flight performance at medium and low altitude and allows it to carry more weapons and fuel. With the crew in the cockpit, seated together side by side, the pilot on the left side with a head-up display sight above the control panel. As if it were a conventional fighter jet, it's designed for close air-to-air combat. And the navigator, or also the defensive systems officer, weapons and radar, seated on the right side. This new two-seat cockpit is higher than the previous fighter jets of the Su-27 family, and the curve of its structure forms an extensive dorsal hump which gives it a large internal volume. For the installation of new avionics equipment, internal fuel, and even a toilet for the crew during long-duration combat missions. It's a twin-engine fighter-bomber design with a triple tandem wing. It has a maximum takeoff weight of 45 tons and a range of 1100 kilometers, with internal fuel tanks or a ferry range of 4000 kilometers. Its maximum speed is 2200 kilometers per hour, and it has 12 hardpoints to carry up to 8000 kilograms of armament, plus a 30mm cannon with 180 rounds. For the protection of the crew and avionics, 1,480 kilograms of titanium armor with a thickness of 17mm was installed. This was applied to several parts of the cockpit to protect against ground-based weapon attacks. The original crew entry to the aircraft is a technical solution, where access is through a ladder located where the landing gear is stored. Front. On the left side above the radome and next to the cockpit, there is a new retractable probe for in-flight refueling. To increase its maximum combat range and to be able to carry more weapons at takeoff, the structure at the back, known as the tail stinger, protrudes from the aircraft's central structure towards the rear. About 4 meters, with a diameter of 80 centimeters, and at its tip it has a radome with a missile warning radar and a braking parachute. The reason for the lengthening of the new rear stinger was to balance the center of gravity of the plane, which had shifted forward due to the weight of the massive two-seat cockpit. Powered by two twin turbofan engines Lyolka AL31F, it has a much more reinforced landing gear than its predecessors, since it weighs 15,600 kilograms more than the previous one. Design of the Su-27. The front landing gear has two wheels with a splash guard, and it retracts backward under the central fuselage between the engines, unlike the original design of the Su-27, which retracts forward under the cockpit. The main landing gear was fitted with two wheels in tandem on each side, one behind the other, very similar to the long-range escort fighter, the Mikoyan Gurevich 31. It's Service entry was on March 20, 2014, and by September 2015, 6 of these aircraft were involved in Syria. Currently, Sukhoi is developing an improved version called the Su-34M with new electronic equipment, advanced software, along with a new range of high-precision attack, air-to-air and air-to-ground weapons. Until a new video. Remember to like, share and subscribe if you haven't already. You can request the aircraft you'd like featured in the comments. See you next time on Aeropedia from Mundo de Aviación. Aviación.